Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. It is another video, another mind-blowing video. Previously I did an aloe vera oil which you guys told me you wanted to see the cold press method. Now this is the cold press method. This is just me making a video on how to process your aloe vera oil without heat. Yet it is very possible to get your aloe vera infused without using heat. So let's get into the video. Let's start by cleaning up the aloe vera. We are going to use everything, both the back. So it is important that it is clean before you start. And I went ahead to remove the both side, the both pokey side, and I cut off the head. That is the first thing you need to do. This is just me taking out the excess water from it before I go ahead and start blending it. But I will not be using a blender, rather I'll be using a grater. This video is for those who don't have a blender. You can do it this way. I just purposely did this. I could have blended it, but I just said let me just do it this way so people will see that you don't necessarily need a blender for this. You can do this manually just as I'm doing it, and it's still going to give you the same result just like when you use a blender. This is another way to extract the gel, but you can do the usual way, which is opening the aloe vera up and using a spoon or a knife to take out the gel. But if you don't mind using everything but the back, you can do it this way. There's always different ways to get a job done, and this is one of it. This is very easy, it doesn't take much time. So this video is not all about telling you the importance of aloe vera, because if you're in the DIY community, in the natural hair community, then you know exactly what aloe vera does to the hair. You know how important aloe vera is to the hair. Apart from using it as a detangler, which everybody know that aloe vera is an excellent detangler, you can also infuse it into the oil, which is what we are doing now. If you haven't watched the previous video, the other method of making this aloe vera infused oil, you can go ahead and watch it. I will try and put the link in the description box so you can just click it and it will take you to the video. That video was the process at which I cooked the aloe vera, but this one I'm trying to make the aloe vera without heat, without cooking it. So this is the long process. That one was the short process. This one is the long process, but this one you are definitely retaining all the nutrients inside the aloe vera because it hasn't come in contact with heat. You know what they say, short process is not always the best. So this is like the long process to this aloe vera infused oil, but you get to decide whichever one you feel it is best for you, and you go ahead and practice that one. At the end of this video, you all let me know what you think is best, whichever one you prefer. All right, I really appreciate that. So after grinding everything, this is what it looks like. You know it is like this because we use both the back. If the back was taken out, the aloe vera would have been white, but we grinded everything but the back. That is why it is giving green color. But do not worry about that because it will still the same thing. All right, it's going to give you the same results. So now it is time for me to get my jar and transfer this. I'll transfer this into the jar. It is important you pick a jar for this process. I know why. It is important you pick a jar that has a lid for this process. So after transferring this into my jar, I'll go ahead and add in the oil we're going to use. We are going to use two different oil, castor oil and argan oil. Please feel free to use any oil you have available. It mustn't be castor oil, it mustn't be almond oil. Use any oil you have available. All right, so without no measurement, I just poured in some castor oil, then I top it up with argan oil. It is important that the oil covers up the aloe vera, so you have to pour in the oil until you see that it is covering the aloe vera even after you must have stirred everything up. So the next step is for me to get a spatula and stir everything up. I'm trying to combine the aloe vera. This will not totally combine, but at least it's going to combine the oil a bit, because if you don't try to combine it, the oil is just going to sit on top and do nothing. So do not skip this part of trying to combine everything. Just keep stirring. Stir until you see that it has mixed. You don't expect it to mix into the oils and everything we combine together. No, you don't, but at least try to combine it into the oil. All right, this is so the aloe vera can start to infuse into the oil. After stirring, we are just going to cover this up and keep it aside. This is the first day. You're going to just find somewhere and then keep this till the following day. I know I told you guys that this is a long process, so this is the following day. This is me outside. I brought this out, so I'm going to keep this under the sun for the whole day. The sun is going to do the infusion for us. So in the evening, I brought it inside the house, and this is what it looks like now. It has stayed the whole day outside, so I'm just going to find somewhere and also keep it till the following day. That is how I'll keep infusing this process. You need to give it enough time to infuse. That is why I said it is the long process. If you don't have much time, you can just go ahead and boil it just like I did previously. So this is the third day. This is me just taking this out. The third day. That brings us to the fourth day. This is the fourth day, and as usual I brought it out. If you look closely, you can see the aloe vera has turned a little bit darker. This shows that it is infusing into the oil. It is no longer as fresh as it was on the first day. So yeah, we are making progress. And this is the fifth day. Yes, we use 5 days to infuse the oil. You can even do more, but because I needed to upload this video, that is why I had to shorten it to 5 days. You can do more. All right, so this is it. We are done with the infusion process. Yeah, so this is the day I take out the oil. So let's go ahead and take out the oil. The only downside to this process is that there will still be water remnant inside your oil. There's always water remnant because of course we didn't cook this, so that is the only downside to this process, but we will try as much as possible to take care of this. So just keep watching, all right, so you don't miss anything. So like I did previously, I'm going to use my sieve to take out the oil. I'm going to separate the chaff from the oil. So if you notice, you can see that there is a lot of water inside the oil because this wasn't cooked like I said before. I'm going to show you the amount of water that is inside our oil. But first, take a look at the aloe vera. You obviously know that there is a change. And guess what? The change is inside the oil because the aloe vera has infused into the oil. So yeah, this oil is potent. Now take a look at all the water inside the oil. This is like 30% water. So we are definitely going to do something about this because we are not done. We need to round this up. So what I did, instead of boiling it, like I told you guys, this process is without heat. So instead of boiling that, I'm just going to take it outside again for the sun to do its thing again. But this time around, I'm just going to open it. The whole idea is for the sun to help us evaporate the water. I don't know if that makes sense, but let's see if it works. After about 4 hours, let's go back and check if this actually works. So as you can see, the water has reduced. It is not completely gone, but at least this worked, as you can see, because the water had reduced. So now we are going to try and work with what we have. I'm going to try as much as possible to try and remove some of the water, but then let me transfer this into our storage bottle. Like I did it in my previous video, I'll first pour it into this plastic cup that I can bend anyhow I want because the funnel I have here cannot fit into the bottle. So I'll first transfer it into this plastic cup and then I'll pour it into our storage bottle. While at it, I'll try as much as possible for the water not to get into the bottle. I know this is not going to be 100%, but at least if you have watched to those points, you haven't liked or subscribed, please do so. Like, subscribe, and leave a comment. Let me know if you like this process or you prefer the first process. If you haven't watched the first process, the link will be in the comment section, so check for the comment section to see the link to the previous video. After carefully pouring in the oil into the bottle, now this is the water still inside the cup, but I told you guys that this is not going to be 100%, so of course we still have a little water inside the oil, but at least we tried, and this is absolutely perfect. There is nothing wrong with having a little water inside your oil. Also, you get to retain all the nutrients inside the oil. This oil can be used as a sealant and also for hot oil treatment. Now, this is just a comparison of the first method and the last method. The one on the left is the one I cooked, while the one on the right is the cold press. So let me know, which one do you guys prefer? We have come to the end of this video. Thank you for watching. Bye.